Holly looks really well, Kerry.
How come she never stops crying?
Oh, it's just a bit of colic. Are you trying everything I suggested? Frequent feeding, massage?
And I must be doing something wrong if she's so unhappy.
She's not unhappy. Honestly, babies cry for lots of reasons. If they're hungry, tired, too hot, too cold. It's their only means of communication.
Yeah, but she screams for hours until she's sick sometimes. And I've tried everything. I've tried rocking her, feeding her, changing her, taking her out. But she gets so hot and her face goes all red.
Look, I know it's hard, particularly having to go through all this on your own.
And she's looking at me as if to say, do something. But I know what else to do.
Oh, look, you're just getting to know each other. In time to come, you'll be able to recognise all her different cries and you'll be able to respond to her needs much more quickly.
But what if I don't? What if I never know what I'm doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong, you're learning. And you're doing a great job.
If this was a job, I'd quit.
You know what, you're just exhausted. We can look into ways of getting you some help. When did the health visitor last come round?
About a week ago. You know, they just check Holly's okay and then leave again.
Well, they're there to help. I'll look into arranging more regular visits for you.
I wish I'd had an abortion.
No, sir. Breakfast is until 10:30. That's not a problem. Yes, I knew. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Yes, sir. Sorry to keep you.
Were you on duty last night?
No, sir, I wasn't.
Well, who was? I want to speak to them.
Well, they're not here, sir. They finished their shift. Can I ask what it's regarding?
It's regarding my wallet being stolen from my room. One of your staff must have taken it while I was asleep.
Sir, none of our staff would have been in your room. The cleaners are only allowed access after the guest has checked out in the morning.
Well, I had it last night when I arrived, and now it's gone.
Well, if you could try and stay calm, sir, we will send someone up to your room to check.
Don't tell me to stay calm. Have you got CCTV?
Not in the guest rooms, no, sir, we don't.
Look, I want to speak to whoever was on duty last night. Now!
Sir, I've explained they're not here.
Well, go and get them.
If you don't calm down, we'll have to call the police.
Don't be so stupid.
I just needed to escape. To forget everything for one night. Then I woke up and realised that something had happened to me that I didn't want to happen. My mum and stepdad turned on me when they found out about the baby and they kicked me out. They left me on my own. Why would they do that if I'd done nothing wrong?
Kerry, they should have been there for you.
Yeah, well, they weren't. No one is. I'm going to have to take her out. She won't stop crying otherwise. She likes being pushed around. Just as well, if she's anything like her mum, she needs to get used to it.
Look, Kerry, my last patient is at 1:30. I can try and come round after then to discuss contacting a health visitor, getting you some more support.
Well, great. Then I'll see you around too.
Okay, well, I'll do my best, but I can't promise anything.
Oops. I shouldn't have had that extra piece of toast and honey this morning. What a beautiful bonnet. We used to have those in my day. Where did you find it?
In a charity shop.
Aren't you clever? Looks like an heirloom. It's probably worth a fortune.
I wish.
Hello, Maud. Do you want to come through?
Oh, thanks.
Time is it?
Time they came and told us what's going on.
They will.
It's 9:30.
They're doing their best. You look terrible.
Thanks.
Did you sleep?
Like a baby. These chairs might look like they're built for discomfort, but actually you sink right into all that rock-hard plastic. Maybe I'm being punished.
For what?
Not wanting the baby.
Oh, Ronnie. You're being too hard on yourself. He just needed some time to get used to the idea, that's all. That was a long while ago. The baby's fine. Just my blood pressure going through the roof, you know? It's not surprising with everything that's been going on. I haven't forgotten what today is. It's your birthday. It's going to be a good day.
Morning. And how are we feeling today?
Better, thank you.
Your sprain's looking so much better, but you really shouldn't be doing so much digging.
At my age.
Do you live alone, Maud?
Never met the right chap.
Yeah, needle and haystack are two words that spring to mind when it comes to finding a good man.
No, I'm not sure I really looked hard enough. I was too busy having a good time. It seemed to me that the men went out and had all the fun while their wives stayed at home and washed their socks.
So you rebelled. Good for you.
Oh, I guess I never met anybody whose socks I wanted to wash badly enough. I know most women of my age have children and grandchildren to occupy them, but it wasn't to be.
Would you have liked to have had children?
That girl with the pram, she seemed very young.
I can't discuss other patients, I'm afraid.
Young girls are so lucky these days to be able to keep their babies.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine, dear, thank you. Well, I'll be off if we're all done.
Yeah, if you're sure you're okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, look, the gardening is good, gentle exercise, but try and take it easy. I'd like to see you again next week just to check that you're getting on okay. And if you still can't sleep, we'll arrange for you to see one of the doctors.
I'll make an appointment now. Thank you.
Okay.
135/90. It's down for now. But as you well know, you need to be extremely vigilant about keeping your blood pressure down. You need total rest to make sure that the pregnancy doesn't raise your pressure more than necessary. And you clearly haven't been.
She will from now on.
Well, it's up to both of you. You know the risks, George. You're going to have regular BP checks with your GP and community midwife.
Yeah, I know.
Good. You're going to have to make some changes if you want to avoid coming back in here before you go into labour. But you can go home today.
You've obviously been forgiven. I think we should go home and celebrate your birthday properly.
I don't know about home. I think we should go out clubbing tonight to celebrate. I'm joking.
I should think so. You're a little too old to go clubbing, aren't you? Once you're dressed, you can go home.
I can hold my own on the dance floor.
Of course you can. Pass me tights, Travolta.
It was stupid blaming the hotel staff. I know it must have been the woman I picked up in the bar last night. It's just, I felt so stupid when I realised what had happened.
And you said you felt a little dizzy when you woke?
Yeah, the usual morning after the night before symptoms.
Any symptoms that weren't the usual?
Look, I told you. I just got drunk and passed out. I mean, she probably got frustrated and left, taking my wallet as a souvenir. Look, I was meant to be in a meeting an hour ago.
I just need to find out if you're fit for questioning, Mr. Foster.
My vision was slightly blurred.
Uh-huh.
My gums were bleeding. And I had pins and needles in my hand. But that could have been because I slept awkwardly.
Are these symptoms still present?
Yes. Slightly.
Okay. I see you've cut your hand. Can I take a look? Thanks. Oh yeah, I can clean that up for you, all right? Is your tetanus up to date?
Yeah, I had one a couple of years ago.
Good, that should be fine. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to need stitches. Just try and keep it clean, yeah? Bruising will go down in a couple of days.
Women. No matter what you do, they always get you into trouble, eh?
Huh.
Mind you, she went bad for a 10 to 2.
A what?
10 to 2. The leftovers. She just appeared out of nowhere. Nice blonde.
Blonde.
Yeah, are we done here?
Would you mind doing a blood test?
What for?
Inspector. I've got a guy in custody who picked up a girl in the bar last night, took her back to his hotel room, woke up this morning with a wallet missing and a handful of symptoms exactly matching the other two victims.
Don't tell me. Dehydrated, banging headache and an overwhelming craving for bacon butties.
Yeah, Inspector, I know what a hangover is, but I don't remember ever waking up with blurred vision, bleeding gums and paresthesia.
What?
Pins and needles.
Go on.
Well, he can remember clearly up until passing out. He remembers what she looks like, he remembers how they met. Doesn't sound to me like he was even that drunk. Not drunk enough to pass out until the morning and have no recollection of what happened.
And what did she look like?
Attractive, blonde.
Blonde? Wasn't the last one a redhead?
Well, the description of the women doesn't entirely add up.
That is quite a major discrepancy, Doctor.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, she could have been wearing a disguise. In fact, I think it's quite likely she would know that these guys would be able to remember what she looks like. And she's not preying on guys who are falling down drunk. After all, they have to be capable of getting them both back to his so that she can rob them. Look, I can only speculate, at least until the blood tests come back. But in my medical opinion, these men may have been drugged in exactly the same way. And as a doctor, I can't ignore how serious that might be. We've no idea what she's given them, how much, or how her next victim's going to react to it.
OK. Give this guy a blood test as well, and we'll see where we go from there.
Ronnie just called. George's blood pressure's down and they're on the way home.
Oh, what a relief. I'm so pleased.
Do you want to grab some lunch?
Oh, I can't. I've got to pop by and see a patient of mine. Teenage single mum, struggling. Poor thing's completely exhausted.
About time. Some people seem to forget I'm the victim here. Here you go. He'll tell you it's all one big mistake. I mean, I get drugged and robbed by some bird, and it's me who ends up in custody.
Oh, Mr. Foster, if you've still got blurred vision, then I would strongly advise against driving for at least 48 hours.
Is that how long it takes for the drug to leave my system?
Well, we're not entirely sure that we're dealing with a drug yet.
Yeah? But it sure feels that way to me.
Stop it! Take some for Mummy. Stop it!
you go, Mom. Anything else I can get for you?
Thank you, Jeeves. Yes, I think I'll take tea in the drawing room.
Very well, Mom.
Oh, and I will need a bell to summon you. Oh, and I think you could do with a feather duster and an A-line pinny. Well, I'm going to make the most of this before I go back to work on Monday.
You are funny.
Well, maybe the penny was overkill.
You are joking about going back to work on Monday.
Of course I'm going. My maternity leave isn't due to start for weeks.
I'm sorry, did I dream what happened? Were you there this morning when the doctor said bed rest and no work?
Yeah, for a short period. Ronnie, I can't sit round here watching TV till I go into labour. I go stir crazy.
Oh, right, so you're willing to risk your blood pressure going sky high and going back into hospital because you might get a bit bored?
Don't be ridiculous.
No, what's ridiculous is you putting your life and the baby's in jeopardy because of your obsession with work.
Yeah, and have you got any theories about what form this drug might take?
I think it's probably a tasteless liquid that dissolves in their drink.
It must work pretty quickly if she's only administering it when they get back to his place.
I'd guess about 20 minutes.
And they're out for...
About 8 hours, give or take. Mind you, she's probably out the door after 10 minutes.
Right, so basically what we're talking about is a date rape drug.
I think so, yeah. I mean, obviously there's no actual physical assault, but the danger is we have no way of knowing how anyone's going to react to a non-prescribed drug.
I'm not a child, Ronnie.
No, but you're carrying ours, which means I have the right to be consulted when you decide you're going to start taking risks.
I'm not taking risks. I'm just going to sit in my office and see some patients. It's exactly the same as sitting here. I'm a doctor, Ronnie. I'm not a firefighter.
So doctors never have to deal with emergencies or stressful situations?
Yes, of course we do, but I will manage.
Which usually means Ronnie has to pick up the pieces.
Oh.
But what if I can't this time? What if I can't get there on time?
Ronnie, you're not...
You can't keep dismissing my opinions on how you conduct your life anymore, George. Not now that it's you and the baby's health.
Oh, and this is really good for the baby's health, isn't it? Standing there yelling... Oh.
You okay?
Mm.
Do you want me to take you back to the hospital?
No, I'm fine.
I can't believe we're doing this. Not after what we've been through. When are we going to learn?
You know, maybe looking after me doesn't mean running around fetching me pillows and magazines. Maybe it means being calm and rational when I can't. You know, maybe it's about making some allowances.
And letting you go back to work on Monday. It's a really bad idea, George.
Is everything okay?
I still can't get hold of Kerry Evans. I'm really worried, Helen. What if something's happened?
I think you need to calm down and remember she's a patient. You have a responsibility not to get emotionally involved.
Well, she's all on her own, Helen. Kerry?
Please help me, Faith.
Where's Holly?
That.
Kerry, you need to calm down and tell us what's happened. Is Holly okay?
I don't know.
Is she hurt?
No, I would never hurt her. I left her. I left her in the park this afternoon. And an old lady took her. I made sure she was safe. Well, maybe we could find her. I think I can remember what she looks like. Please don't call the police. They'll put me in prison and take Holly into care. What have I done? I want her back now.
Kerry, we have no idea who this woman is. Holly could be in danger.
No, she's safe. I know she's safe.
You don't know that, Kerry. We need to notify the police.
No, please.
Look, our first priority has to be finding Holly. I know it's been hard for you, we want to help you, but we need the police to help us. This woman could be taking Holly anywhere. The longer we leave it, the further away they could be.
Holly! Holly!
I can't stay in the house and do nothing all day, Ronnie. I'll go mad.
I know, but can you try doing nothing for once? You might even like it.
All right, well, I'll see how I get on this week. I can take my blood pressure myself. And if I feel bad on Monday or it's gone up, I'll stay at home, okay?
Thank you. I just want us to work through this together.
Well, I think I'll take my tea now. Thank you, Jeeves.
I thought it was your patient's baby. I recognised the bonnet. That's why I brought her straight back rather than to the police.
Straight back. But Kerry said she left her in the park this afternoon.
She was crying. I thought she needed feeding. I just took her home for a bit.
Thank you so much for bringing her back to me. I feel so stupid. I love her so much. I don't want you to think that I don't.
I know you do.
Kerry, we will still need to contact social services.
I don't. They'll take her away.
No, they won't. Not if we explain the circumstances.
They'll think she's at risk. Please, you don't need to tell anybody. Everything's okay now. It was the biggest mistake of my life. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Look, I know how difficult you found it coping on your own, and we're here to help you.
Well, then
but...
help me. Look, you know I love Holly. And it just got too much for me. But I promise that it will never happen again. Please don't call the police.
Social services are there to help.
They're there to protect Holly. If they found out about this, then they'd think I'd do it again.
Are you on your own, Kerry, is it? When I was your age, I had a baby that I had to give up. You had to in those days if you weren't married. She was just taken away from me. I've lived with that memory for 40 years and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I was young, like you. No one to turn to. I still can't forgive myself. I would like to help you. I have a fairly big house. Well, too big for just me, anyway. I'd love some company. If you would like to move in with me, well, I would try to help in whatever way I could. Like, what, a sort of grandmother to Holly.
Are you serious?
Maud, can I ask you why you lied about the time you found Holly?
I told you. I thought she needed feeding.
And did you at any point think about keeping her?
To be honest, yes. But in the end, I couldn't put Holly's mother through that, knowing how painful it was in my own case. You can't build your happiness in someone else's misery. Nobody ever gets over the pain of losing a child. You asked me a question, and I've given you an honest answer. Today just brought it all back. But I really want to help.
What do you think?
Well, obviously, we can't just leave you both to it, but in theory, I think the idea is a good one. Maybe we could try and work something out in the long term, but I think we need to speak to someone before we can put any plans into action. Kerry, how do you feel about the idea?
You wouldn't try to take over or anything, would you?
No. I'd only help when you asked me to.
and I'd love it.
Look, you still obviously need to spend some time together, the three of you. See how you get along. We will still have to contact social services, so there is no way around that. But we're here to support you, and we'll make sure that social services know that.
And I'm not going anywhere. Okay?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's going to be a Sagittarius.
What?
Baby star sign.
Oh, please tell me that's a placid one. Goodness knows we need it. Another firework in this family could end up burning the house down. Here's to the future.
And the fire brigade.
Mickey's dad's done a runner and Minty's discovered a taste for frog's legs. One roller coaster week in France and everything changes. EastEnders tonight on BBC1 at 8.